We're going to develop a new concept or property using the sketch capacity and ability for InQI. So create a new project, type in the address for the location you wish to have, and simply name it whatever you like. I'm going to call it James New Concept. And create a project. At this point, it is going to go through the process of collecting all the various information about the given property. Once the site plan is created, we're going to open the site plan. This is a good size property, as you can see here. We're going to develop a concept using the sketch capacity of the new InQI editor. So all the details are here. So we see all the details, all the topography. So we see all of the topography. All of the trees have been marked on this property. Now, if I were going to look at it in the 3D mode, we simply click on, and we can go to Zen mode. Zen mode is basically the property itself. We're going to go to 3D mode. On the 3D mode, basically, we can see the entire property from all of the various trees that are marked, and we can even further, change these and name them and put sizes on them and so forth. But we're going to develop a little concept in the back using the sketch capacity. So what we're going to do in that scenario is we're going to play with the layers a little bit. So I'm going to turn off the tree trunks. I don't need to see all of those. We know where they're at. I'm going to probably enable, or now let's just go through sketch problem, right? So we're going to go through sketch. So on here, we're going to put in, on the side of this, we're going to put in maybe an ADU here on the side. These topographies are, if you go to the data, we notice that they are 4 feet apart. So you will need a retaining wall of some sort, or you're building this on a bit of a hillside. Well, let's go through that. We know that already, and the image was from February. We are going to first build an ADU, right? We're going to put the ADU here. So we are going to put it, let's align it to the back side here. We're going to basically put the concept here. An ADU, this is about a 500 square foot ADU. It's a good size ADU. So we're going to put in, use the, and as a new ADU, we're building a concept, right? So we basically put that in. So that's a new ADU. And, we have options of entrance stages on the D. So the D side is here. So we are there, and is a gable roof. There's some parameters you can adjust if you wish to do so. Now, we are going to take a look at it and see what's going to look like in 3D, right? So we go to 3D again. And in this scenario, we are looking at it and say, all right, we have the ADU, and you can see that it is built on an edge, right? So because of the topography, which is fine. We can, this is a modeling thing. We don't have to necessarily get the details behind it just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to develop a little walkway here, to get to it, right? It seems like the most accurate. We can also go from the top if you wanted to do that. Let's do that. Let's go from the top here, and then we create a little bit of additional parking space down this way, right? Just so let's see what we can do there. So let's do the parking space here. Parking space is hardscape. So we basically go in and we just do some hardscape. We're going to develop a little bit of a additional parking space here. We can mark it as such. And this is hardscape. And we are going to say is a sketch. And we're going to say there is a texture for it. And this one is going to be a paver texture, and we use concrete pavers, right? We're going to use it as such. So we just put in the concept together, right? Now, because of that concept, what we want to do is we want to maybe develop its own walkway through here. Maybe we can do that. Why not? Let's go and do a polygon, right? So we are going to basically develop a concept that we are putting I mean, this way, this way, this way, and that. And this one, we're going to say it's a sketch. And the texture of it, we're going to say, let's keep it as pavers, you know, and similar pavers. We can, you know, we can do a little bit of alignments here if you want to. All those things are available. You know, you can basically trace it back and forth and so forth. I'm trying to, you know, get through the topography. Obviously, there's going to be some steps and all that, but we're developing a concept. We can connect it here. That's the connections to it. All right. Now, on the side of it here, let's put a pergola. So we're going to go on the side and we're going to look at the structure. We're going to put in a pergola. So we basically are putting a pergola here. And the pergola is louvered, is self-standing. We can align it a little bit better. If we double click on this one, there we go. Now it's aligned a little better. So we have now developed the concept, right? Now we can look at the concept and there's a lot more to it. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. This little hardscape, I don't need to see it. Let's say I wanted to put some trees and plants here for privacy reasons. So I go into my basically it's this one. I'm going to do on the trees. I'm going to put one tree here. You see all the trees that become active. You can select and change them if you want to. So we're going to say this one is this bunch of trees, and we're going to see this is Ginkgo, and we marked that. Let's do another tree, and the other tree is here, and this one we are going to say is this one. So we are, you know, we have the ability to do all these, and you see, and you can go to any of these and say, okay, I'm going to, you know, get rid of these two and so forth, right? So after you develop a model, you can simply see if the model is something you like to see. All the trees are available now. You notice that the ones that you have developed there, this is clearly on a slope. You have the ability to take a look at simulation of sun and shade to see how things are working. You have the ability to take a look at the path that you developed. All those things are basically now a conceptual model, right? You know, basically now you can take it around, you know, from this side and say, yeah, you know, it looks like from here we're going down to this section and going to the new ADU. All those things are available to you to take a look at the property itself. Now, you have developed the concept and you can generate a site plan based on this concept. So you go to export, you select the site plan, I do the screenshots as well, and then you're going to generate it out. Maybe then you can share this out with a designer and an architect and say, this is what I'm thinking of. You know, can you put details behind it? So click on export. So basically, as the exports are done, you simply can, you know, view it. This is an export. You know, you have all the things that you marked. You know, the new concept is built on a plan. And if you want, you can also, since I exported the screenshot, the image one, this is also to the scale, and you build a concept. With this process, you can build as many concepts as you like. It is based on real data, and you can further develop it, you know, as you wish to do so. But it's development of a concept based on your property site plan.